Good morning and welcome. For many years, it has been the tradition of the Cathedral of St. John the Divine to observe at a Sunday service the annual beginning of the General Assembly of the United Nations and to invite the President of the General Assembly to address us here at the Cathedral. We are proud to do so once again. Today, we are honored to welcome His Excellency Volkan Bozkir, who has been elected President of the General Assembly for this, the 75th annual session. Following graduation from law school, he joined the Turkish Foreign Service and has served both at home and abroad. Over his 39 years of service to Turkey, he has served in various roles, 9 years as an elected member of the parliament, and then the diplomatic corps. His experience in foreign service includes First Secretary to the Embassy in Baghdad, Consul General in New York City, Ambassador in Bucharest, Permanent Representative of Turkey to the European Union. He also served as Chief Foreign Policy Advisor to 2 presidents of Turkey. Now, as the 75th General Assembly of the United Nations begins its work, he has been elected President to lead in taking up matters of global importance. President Bozkir's priority in this session of the General Assembly is to address the matters of multinationalism and strengthening nations and cooperating to reach shared goals. The General Assembly will also address climate change and its effects. This coming Saturday is the International Day of calling for the elimination of nuclear weapons. The United Nations' primary goal is to seek peace, unity, and cooperation among nations, and the extending of human rights and respecting the dignity of every person. In this difficult endeavor, setbacks and disappointments are real, though ultimately transitory. The eternal reality that will prevail is hope and faith in God's love of peace for the prospering of creation and the well-being of all people. The universe is bent by its designer in that direction. Your Excellency, it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to address the people of the Cathedral of St. John the Divine and the city of New York.
His Excellency Antonio Guterres, Secretary General, Right Reverend Clifton Daniel III, Excellencies, fellow citizens of the world, I thank you for inviting me to this special occasion. This event is a reminder that the United Nations has something in common with all places of worship. Our doors are always open. Even when physical meetings were not possible, both the UN headquarters and religious institutions sought out virtual means of connecting with our community. We saw this at the highest level of intergovernmental affairs at the general debate. The virtual nature of these engagements can broaden our reach. Technology is bringing us closer to the communities we serve. This is critical. Community made social distancing bearable. Many leaned on their faith to guide them through the darkest days of the pandemic. I extend my deepest sympathies to those who have lost loved ones in this period. To those who are suffering from the effects of COVID-19, know that you are not alone. We are and will remain in this together. Spiritual leaders and the United Nations family are both driven by a calling to act in the best interests of the people we serve. In 2015, the world pledged to leave no one behind. Trust me, we have not forgotten. In the 75th year of the United Nations, I invite you to pause for reflection. How can we improve our work? I firmly believe that we must amplify the voices of the most vulnerable. Throughout my tenure as the President of the General Assembly, I will endeavor to support the humanitarian agenda of the United Nations and strengthen the coordination of humanitarian and disaster relief assistance to those in need, with a focus on the most vulnerable. In this decade of action and delivery, we must now move to make gains on the 2030 agenda. We must bridge the digital divide. We must rebuild sustainably. We must each uphold our individual responsibility for achieving gender equality. Our diversity is our strength, and by listening to a multitude of perspectives, we will improve our response to the world's problems. 3/4 of a century ago, the United Nations was established as a center for harmonizing the actions of nations. We must recommit to this ideal. I urge you to draw strength from those who have gone before us. The penholders of the Charter of the United Nations dared to dream of a better world at a time of pervading distrust. Let us move forward together with hope. Better days lie ahead. Thank you.